As a business owner, are you wondering what do you need to be doing with social media to grow your business? Today's guest is a social media expert, Tracy Cole, and she gives dozens of practical tips that every business owner needs to be doing every single day to utilize social media to grow your business.
Welcome to the Business Growth Masterclass podcast, where business growth is made simple. Join us as we explore practical strategies for streamlining operations, boosting profits, and creating stable, more valuable companies. We bring you stories from industry leaders, sharing their wins, their losses, and everything in between. Here we go.
Welcome to the podcast, Tracy Cole.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
We are excited. I first heard about you from my wife at both of our kids go to Lubbock Christian.
They do.
And come to find out they're like best buddies that spend 45 minutes after school every day.
Every day.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. That's why we have to take a soccer ball every day to school. And it's a whole thing if we don't.
I hear about that almost every night.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I don't know how to articulate it well. So tell us, what do you do? Like, what do you do for a living? I know you do a lot of things.
So from listening to your previous podcast, I learned that I am a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
I
Very
didn't know
good.
that was a thing, but that's
New
what
title?
I am.
Okay.
Yes. And I do a lot of things. I build community groups online. And like I'm a Facebook global community group power admin, whatever thing. So I do a lot of stuff online, digital marketing, helping people build their brand presence, things like that. I used to be a teacher. I guess I am. I'm still a teacher. I'm just not in the classroom anymore. I just retired.
Okay.
Now you're teaching business owners instead of kids.
I am.
They're still kids.
Yeah, it is. If I can teach an 11-year-old something, I can teach a 6-year-old something.
Okay. So icebreaker here. One of your Facebook groups is a staple in our house, the LBK Foodies
Yes.
page. Anytime date night, it's often we like food in our house, and anytime some new restaurant posts something, it never fails. It's LBK Foodies, and my wife's sharing it with me. So and before you say, LBK Foodies has like 100,000 followers, something crazy
Way to
like
speak
that.
it into existence. Not yet.
Okay.
We're at 88,000, but I
Okay.
feel like we're
Well,
getting there.
That's like a quarter of Lubbock.
It really is. And it's part of New Mexico. We get a lot of New Mexicans coming in
Okay.
because they visit, which is fine.
Yeah. Hub City.
Yeah, we welcome them. So how did it get started?
Yeah. How in the world, how did that happen? What happened?
So let me tell you one thing about me. I'm a very impulsive person.
Okay.
And I'm a see the need, feel the need type of thing. My friend Dylan created the group, and we were doing the same thing. It was 2020. You know, we got shut down that one time, and we were doing the same thing on different sides of town. And he was like, "Hey, I'm going to make this Facebook group. You want to help me with it?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" And we just started off sharing our food. Like, he is that type of person who would go into a cookbook and cook a recipe. I'm that type of person that's like blue box magic. Watch out now. And so that was the different audience we were feeding. And then once everyone, because we started June 4th, 2020, which happens to be my birthday.
Okay.
So just putting that out there. And it was right when businesses were opening back up and they didn't know what to do. Like all their budgets were cut. They couldn't advertise like they could. So we were like, hey, here's this group. You can advertise here. No negative reviews because we've all been through it. Like we barely have toilet paper. Like just let it happen. And so it grew quickly. So it was like by Thanksgiving of 2020, there was like 15,000 members. And then we'd get random viral posts. Like one time it was about Mrs. Baird's cinnamon rolls, blew up. Like, what's happening here? And so it was that for a while, and it just kept going because people don't want negativity. Like, we catch a lot of flack. And when I say we, I mean me. There's been a petition to have me removed. Only 50 people signed, so it's fine. And people would say that I got paid under the table. was like a mobster? That's cool. And all because they couldn't imagine doing something and not getting compensated for it. And at the time I was teaching, so I had my full-time job. This was just a way to help people. And so then all of a sudden one day you wake up and there's 87,000 people.
That's okay. And so the Facebook page is, is a Lubbock food group that you post various recipes and restaurants, new restaurants opening, restaurant specials, just really telling of what's going on food wise in Lubbock.
Everyone has to eat.
Yeah.
Like you got to eat.
I got to eat.
And so I like good food. And so that's one thing that I think that people were drawn to me because it wasn't just one thing. Like a lot of people knew that I was a teacher, so they knew that I'm not making a whole lot of money, but they saw that I was still going to eat at nice places. Of course, they're like, she's getting that for free. No, she's not, but she would love to. And so they were seeing that and getting to see different places. And then, of course, I started off, I was cooking at home more. And so I called it the struggle meal. And one of my friends told me, you're not struggling, change the name. So I changed to Ballin' on a Budget.
There you go.
And that still took off because I was showing like, this is what I bought. This is how much I paid. My kids eat it. My son, that is your son's best friend, he's a little foodie. Kid's been eating brisket since he was 6 months old, like gumming it down. So that's my foodie. Like he's the one who's like, Mommy, can we go get sushi today? I'm like, where'd you learn about sushi? But okay, let's go. And my other one's like, no. Give me cheese pizza. It's like, cool. And that's the thing. It's just people were drawn to that. And it's like, how can I cook at home? And then it turned into people were more home cooks or starting businesses. Like the number of businesses that have come from that group over the last 4 years is absolutely amazing. The number of businesses that the group has saved, because it's like one post and you get 25,000 people who see it. And if they tell 2 people, and if those people tell 2 people, it just keeps going. And so that's been the success of it because people are like, oh, just post it on Lubbock Foodies. It's like, hey, remember this thing called Texas Cottage Food Laws? Like, if you get in trouble, don't call me because you're doing it at your own risk. But overall, like, there's good stuff. There's tons of good stuff here. Have you been to the African restaurant?
Yes, no. Vizo's, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
What? Okay. What cuisine?
African.
Well, yeah. Well, like what's like a dish?
I don't know. Chicken. I don't know.
If I remember right, I didn't know a lot of the names, but the waitstaff's very helpful and they'll walk you through it. And there's a lot of spicy stuff you got to watch out.
Yes, you have. And they sell their own sauce in the grocery store. But I should have brought you some. I'm sorry.
But you promote a lot more than just food on social media, right? I mean, I know that's one of the big groups. But
yes. I wanted to. Okay, so I used to be an athletics coach.
Okay.
I wanted to prove.
What you coach?
Girls, volleyball, basketball, and track.
Okay.
I was the coach for a wrestling match once.
Yeah.
I was just the adult present. It smells like staph infection.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it again.
And bleach.
Anyways, but yeah, I didn't. That's what I did. So I did that for 9 years. And then I got a divorce. And my kids at the time were 2 and 5 months old, I want to say.
Okay.
So when I got out of coaching, they were, I think, 3 and 2 or something like that, or about to be 2. And I just wanted to spend time with them. And I came home one day after a volleyball game and both my kids were laying on the floor waiting for me. And I was like, and I'm done.
Yeah.
And so, and it was like, this is the sad part, that it was the same day that my grandma passed away. And I was like, all right, coaching will always be there, but this time won't. So
life's
that's when
too
I got
short.
out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm internally competitive. And I was like, I'm more than food. Just wait. And so then I created another group about food, but it's fine. It's called Gals at Brunch, but it was about brunch and bringing women together. And of course we brunch well, but we also have like coffee shop meetups. We go to and read books together. And like the other night I did a mental health check. It's like, hey, do you need somebody to talk to? Like, somebody's just going to listen. So then, of course, I was like, that's been fun. Let me see if I can do something else. So then I created another group. So now I'm a serial community group creator.
There you go.
And it's called Hire the LBK. And it's just about helping people find employment. And present themselves well in order to be employed, because it was just an issue. Okay, that's a lie. I was in another group and someone said they were going to charge people $30 to be in the group. And I was like, how are you going to charge people who don't have a job to find a job? And I was like, I'm going to make my own. And August 4th, something about the 4th, number 4. Yeah. August 4th, 2024, created the group. And now it has 8.7, so 8,700 members.
Cool. Okay. I need to pause for a second. When we talk about marketing, we were visiting with a marketing agency the other day, and it's so, I know this is true, but it's so baffling sometimes how big a role social media plays in marketing for businesses, from like paying influencers to, ad spend on Facebook and, reaching people. Like you talked about the 87,000 people, like that's a big captive audience.
It is.
And it's so, my kids don't know what commercials are.
No, they don't. They know when the little button comes on to skip.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. They start poking my phone. I'm like, all right, get your finger out of there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't, I don't know what to do with that, other than acknowledge it. That's a thing.
It is. It's huge. And that's really how I got into it, was Lubbock Foodies, because people were telling me all the time. And then of course people would be like, you get paid for that. I'm like, no, I don't. And I never thought about it until people were like, you should. And of course people were like, oh my gosh, you get paid for, and I was like, listen, this is just how I write. Like I have a degree in English. Like I used to write my mom letters. Whenever she made me mad, I'd write her a letter. Like I've always done this. And so to get paid for it was different. And I was just like, people get paid for this? And then I started asking questions and finding out about people who were paying people. I'm like, you're paying somebody for that? Like,
sounds like fun.
I know. And it sounded amazing. And then I was like, if you're paying for crap, like I could definitely do better.
Yeah.
And get the same. And actually I was at a friend's business during 2020 and someone came by and they said they were paying someone $500 a month to post for them. And they were posted on Lubbock Foodies. I said, they're posted about lunch at 7:00 in the morning. I was like, even just that little thing, it's like, how about you wait till 10?
Yeah.
Like something. And I was like, $500. And at the time, like I said, my kids were still super little. Cause I want to say they were 3 and 4 at the time. I was like, dang, $500 would just support like the things I want to do. And I was like, I'm just gonna put it out there and see. I've had a few people here and there who will pay. There's some people who felt that they didn't have to. And I was like, oh.
Well, you just have a natural talent for this, but there are a lot of people who might be listening that probably don't.
Right.
So as you're thinking about if you're growing your following and you're trying to put out posts that are effective, like not being the person who posts the lunch invite at 7 a.m., but remembers to, or thinks to do it at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
What are some easy things that you would say are like types of posts or types of, I don't know, are you always thinking about social media posts throughout your day, or are there some kind of rules of thumb that you use that help you?
For me, I'm always creating. Even before I came here, there's these Texas knockout rose bushes, which are my favorite rose bushes ever. Thank you, Taco Villa. And so I just so happened to see it. And I was like, I always keep a little Jesus in my purse. Took a picture, put little Jesus down, took a picture. And I was like, I'll use this later for something. Like, don't know what, but it's like, I know that would be a picture that would catch people's attention.
And it took you 1 second.
Yeah.
It
took me longer to find little Jesus than to take a picture, but yes. And that's just something that, for me, it's always there. And I think that is something that God gave me, because who thinks of that all the time? It's like, let me get Jesus out. But for business owners, my biggest thing would be, if nothing else, post that you're open, post your hours every day. That's it. Like, hey, we're available today. Hey, we're closed today. Just a reminder of our address, because that's the biggest thing. Because you have a lot of boomers who are using social media now, and they're like, what's the address? What's the cross street? All this stuff. Make it easy for them. Like,
Right.
think about, are you talking to your grandma? Well, not my parents are not social media, but they know. They're not on social media, but they know. My aunts and stuff are, but they want it to be easy.
Yeah.
They're like, where is it? Where's the address? Where's the phone number?
It's almost like so obvious that people don't think about that at all.
And so here's my free tidbit of advice. Put an alarm on your phone. Our phones are made to take, how many alarms can we set on there? I know I have 5 in the morning to get up. So if it's just a simple, when my kids were little, I used to have an alarm to put them to bed. It's like turn everything off, put them to bed. So if I had an alarm for post your business hours, well, you already have your phone in your hand, just post it. And that's it. I even had someone today had messaged me, and I text my friend. I said, in the same amount of time it took them to send me that message, they could have just posted it themselves.
Yeah.
But you don't think of that. But if you have an alarm and you see it so often, then you're finally like, oh, I can do that. And then at 10 o'clock every day, you're going to post. When I was teaching, I would post in Lubbock Foodies my breakfast every day. And because I'd always get breakfast pizza because it's my favorite meal. And I had a Bible verse flip book. I'd flip the verse, I'd find little Jesus or something, and I put it in front, and I'd set up my pizza, and I set up my drink, and I post it every morning at 8:06.
Love it.
Ooh, I like that.
You see what I did there?
So how important is it? What's a good frequency that a business needs to be posting on their Facebook, on their Instagram, on whatever social media? Is daily kind of the minimum, or what's kind of the prescription there?
I say 3 times a day during business hours.
Okay.
Wow.
So for instance, if you're closed on Sunday, do your one Sunday post, which might be maybe you're inspirational, maybe you have something coming up or whatever. Do your one on Sunday. But if you're closed, you're closed.
That sounds like a lot, though. I mean, would you say that for every business type, or are you thinking more just like restaurants and retail? Or because like if you're a law firm, or do you think people want to see it that much? Or
if you want your presence to be seen, yes. It depends on what you want your presence to be. Like you can do it. No matter what, I say be consistent.
Okay.
So if you're a law firm, do it twice a day.
Okay.
When you open, it may be an hour before you close. And then the next day you might think of, oh, well, this is something that we dealt with all day yesterday. Like we were dealing with child support all day. Well, guess what? Now you have content for 2 or 3 days because people are looking up. They're like, I need an attorney that specializes in child support, especially right now during the holidays.
That's sad.
Like it's sad, but it's true. Like you have to also know what's going on in your community, your environment, and that's knowing your audience. It's like, okay, well, right now, like for instance, if I owned a counseling service, I'd probably be posting 3 to 5 times a day right now.
Wow.
Like just scheduling it out.
So you would schedule some, but not all? Because
not all.
You want to...
Because stuff happens.
So improv.
So I schedule 3 things 3 times a day. So I am at 9 a.m., and 11 a.m., and then 3 o'clock, because that's when I usually go pick up my kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then anything else is just randomness. Like some days I might have like 7 posts in a day. I'm like, gosh, I was annoying today. And then some days I just have my 3. And I'm okay with that because Facebook, the Meta, allows you to post 28 days ahead of time. Mm-hmm. So if I have my business hours for the next 28 days, and if something happens, I can just go delete it. It's like, oh, not happening today. But it's the consistency.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym. I don't go to the gym. But if I did, I'd probably go at the same time every day. But you don't do the same workout every day because you're not going to see results.
Yeah.
Like once you see results, then you change up your workout. You've plateaued.
Okay. I love the analogy.
I like there it is, coach.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we've heard over and over is whatever you're going to do, like have a plan.
Yeah.
And you're testing things. You're trying, at this time or that time. And it's this like intentional based on the season and things going on that, business owners listen to this with your social media, like create a plan. How many times do you want to post a day? What information needs to go out, whether you're a plumbing company and we're about to have our first freeze. if you're the plumbing company that has consistently delivered that message of, hey, let's winterize your house, and then when those pipes burst, who are they calling?
The ones that they saw.
Yeah, the ones that they saw day after day that treat it like a business. The posts look professional. It doesn't look like, my Aunt Bingo just put this together. Go ahead.
If you are a business owner and you do not have Canva Pro for $15 a month, just go work for somebody else. Like if you can't afford $15 a month, then you have a whole other issue. Like that's what Canva's for, is to make it look pretty and use it. You don't have to be like, I use Canva all the time at the stop sign. Like, well, not the stop sign. I might park, maybe a red light. But I use it all the time. And I'm like, I'm just going to create this real quick, change the colors, make it my own. And of course, I've been using it long enough that I do different things, but you have to have at least that one thing. Like social media, it's free. Canva, $15. You can make a whole business for $15 a month.
I've been blown. Like Canva has taken over.
Yeah.
Like it used to be like Photoshop and all these other different applications that cost a ton of money. And Canva, like the non-pro version, like you can do a lot with that.
You can. And
that's free. But like we were with that same marketing agency the other day, like huge, super professional marketing agency. They use Canva.
Yeah, they do. And
so that's a hack, whoever business owners, whoever is running your social media, like, your post, put out something professional.
Yes.
Go on Canva, make it match your colors of your logo, make it, put your logo on it. Like it's so simple, but those little touches,
even
just
podcasters, like now you can use Canva and put a little banner on the bottom of your video and then it's branded.
So you can use video. You can do video in Canva. I didn't realize that.
You can do everything.
What types of, I'm showing my ignorance right now, but it's okay. If I'm a business owner, would you say it's better for me to post video content more regularly or images, or what do you think is the best?
It depends on your audience. Like for instance, for me, and I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's funny. Like when I was in college, I had an English teacher because I was an English major. My degree's in English. And he would always say the rules of grammar is it depends. And now I realize the rules of social media is it depends.
Okay.
And it just depends on a lot of things. Like who's your audience? For me, images are better. Like I can post it, and that's why I took the picture, because I know that that's going to stop somebody and then they're going to read what I have to say. Like maybe we did, before we recorded, we might have did like a social media audit of y'all's social media, and you did a video and text. And that was just too much because, and I'm telling you, as me for a 40-year-old, I'm just like, I'm not reading that.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch the video. Which do you want me to watch? Do you want the views, or do you want, because you're going to still get the click. Like a click's going to happen because I clicked see more and I saw all the things. But Facebook likes, if you post a video, you need to catch them in the first 3 seconds because that's all it counts. And then it'll tell you if they exit it out and stuff like that. But 3 seconds is what matters. So it depends on what you want to do. Like the other day I went to a local business and I took one of those time lapse videos on my phone because Samsung is superior. And
shots fired.
It's fine. And I took a video, a time lapse. I think I did maybe 30 seconds and it got down to 3 seconds. And I've had, I think, 1,600 views on that. And it was just a quick video.
Wow.
And I mean, it just depends on your audience. It depends on the time. Like I throw that out there every once in a while just because Facebook gives me challenges. And one of them is to create a reel. And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. So I just do it real quick and go. I had, went to a Texas Tech football game, did a video of the entrance, and it was shared 30 some odd times and had had over 12,000 views. And I'm just like, we do the same entrance every day. But I also know that I'm not reaching the same people every day. So
are you thinking of video? It's the type of content that you're capturing, whether you use a video or an image, or is it more about the audience that you're trying to reach, or both? And can you break it down a little bit more in terms of like when you decide I'm going to use this type of media rather than that?
I usually use videos on the weekend.
Okay.
Because people have more time. And so they might be with their my kids are in sports. So when you're waiting right before the game's about to start or afterwards, you might be scrolling through. So you watch a video then. And your kids are usually distracted by their stuff. So it's like, oh, I finally get 2 seconds to myself. And so you watch that. And then, but during the week, I do more still images because people are scrolling by quickly. I want something. And I also plan when I do an image and text, I do it to where it can fit a phone because people are going to take a screenshot. And so it just depends on that timing. That's how I do it because of my target audience or people who might be scrolling at lunchtime. That's why 11 o'clock. I know y'all are about to go to lunch from 11 to 1. So
that's the time to post it.
Yeah, that's the time. And I also know it takes the algorithms an hour to settle. So I might post it at 11, but you might not see it till 12:30. But, and all of a sudden you comment on it. Your friend that Albert sees, oh, Kellen commented on it. And then he goes to comment on it. So I don't have to do anything. Y'all have boosted my algorithm. I'm just doing absolutely nothing. Guess who's calling me right now on video?
Okay. So you are a creative type.
I am.
Right. You like to write, you like to take pictures, you like to create these things all the time. Most business owners, like that's not their thing.
They don't see the art in what they do.
Yeah. Or maybe they're just not like, they don't want to do that. They're not good at it.
Yeah.
Camera shy.
Yeah. Camera shy, don't enjoy it.
You can't be camera shy around me. I'm gonna pull it out and be like,
So to help solve that problem, that kind of brings forth your consulting business that
Yes.
I wanted to talk about. And so tell me about that. When did you start that? And
well,
how's it going?
Yeah, that's cute. How's it going? So I started it, I guess, technically in 2020.
Okay.
Like not knowing because people were asking me. I went full-fledged, got the LLC, did everything like that in 2022.
Okay.
And then it was like I was helping people to see this is basically their digital footprint. It's like, here's how you're going to brand yourself and understanding what branding is. And it's more than just your colors and a logo. Like it's your presence and how people know you. So it's been about 2 years. Like I said, I just got out of teaching in the classroom and decided to do this full time. And that's where I've been playing a lot more. It's like, okay, do I want to focus on the social media aspect? Because I have a few people that I'll do like social media management for, but I don't want to have like, oh, I have 30 clients that I'm doing social media management for because I'm a firm believer of quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd rather help 4 people and give them great quality than 40 people and just be like, here, it's all a template. Enjoy your life. But one thing that I am switching over to in 2025 is content creation consulting. So it is the people who are like, I don't have time to take pictures. It's like, well, guess what? On Monday at 1 o'clock, I'm coming, I'm taking all your pictures and then I'll send it to you. And if you want a little bit extra, then I'll create the captions. All you have to, so those wheels, like basically Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite show. So imagine Wheel of Fortune, but it's all content. And then you just spin a wheel and whatever it lands on, you post it that day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to think about it. It has a caption, it has a picture, you done. Or bingo, whatever you want. Make a bingo card. That's why I say make a bingo card out of content. Get a blackout. Get 5 in a row or however you want it. And you've at least posted 5 things. And so that's where I'm shifting. Because it's been hard to, I guess, get people to understand that what I do isn't free.
Mm-hmm.
They understand it. They've been paying other people to do it. And that's also where I am hitting a wall is because they paid other people to do it and got burned.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I have to build that trust and I have to be like, listen, let's just start off with like $250. It's fine. If this one post, you'll get it back. And it's like, okay, now let's try it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting them to trust that. I've had a friend that once, she sponsored food because it's tangible and it's easy to say, hey, this is what you gave. She sponsored food, and she said that from one post that I made, she booked 3 people. So she made her money back and then some.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, it's building that trust. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I had to coach 7th grade girls in volleyball. I've had to do this for a while.
That's something I see in you that I think everybody knows you need to be good at using social media nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also this thing where it's kind of mysterious how you actually get the clicks and the likes and engagement and all those things. And everybody talks like they know. But then there are some people like you out there who seem to have this magic formula or way about you
Yes.
that just works. And I guess, so my question is, if you're talking to a business owner and we're going to try to give them that magic or work that magic on their accounts, what are some things that you would tell them? I mean, I guess we've already talked about some of it, but are there any other things that you would say, hey, you got to be thinking in this way. You've got to be posting these kinds of content, or that we haven't covered already?
Well, the first thing is I would tell them that you don't always have to give your elevator pitch every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got it. Talk like, what would you, it's kind of one of that post that says, what's something that you could talk about for 45 minutes without stopping? If it's your business, well, what aspect of it? So now it's taking it down for 45 minutes. It's like, if you had a one minute to talk about your favorite thing about your business or your least favorite thing, what would you talk about? It's just getting them face to face, because we're so it's funny how social media is big, but we want that authenticity and we want that connection. So it's like, you have to portray that I'm being authentic. This is why I love my business. It's not just, please buy my stuff. Like,
so it can't feel too canned. It can't feel too
feel
sterile.
salesy.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to be sold to anymore. Like, we've done it. Because, okay, prime example, how many times do you see, well, I guess often, but a commercial for, we'll say Louis Vuitton.
Haven't had the pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They don't do ads. They don't have to. But people are selling dupes all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But the quality of Louis Vuitton speaks for itself. You know what you're going to get. You know that with a dupe, you're going to get, 1-to-1 quality is what they're saying now. It's like, yo, this is still illegal, but it's fine. But you're going to get 1-to-1 quality, and you're still getting your tuna fish for your chicken of the sea price. So how are you going to connect with people that way and make them realize that I'm still going to give you that 1-to-1 quality of Louis Vuitton for your dupe price? That's kind of where I am.
Trying to bring value.
Right. You have to bring the value. I'm not going to sell it to you. You know you need it. Like, you need a car. You don't necessarily need a Louis Vuitton. You don't. I would like one. If anyone's listening, you want to send it to me, let me know. But you don't have to. But you know that you need social media. You can't have a business and not have social media at this point. You can't have a business and not have a website. Because some days Zuckerberg gets in trouble and he blacks out the meta. And we're all like, is your thing working? So we all go to Twitter. We're like, is your Facebook down? It's happened how many times in the last 2 years? 3 or 4 times. So you have to have a website. You have to have an email list. You have to have a text list. But you can't just be like, hey, one of my biggest pet peeves is, hey, girl. It's like, you don't know my name, do you? It's so impersonal. I don't know if they do that for guys. Are they like, hey, dude? Hey, bro?
Maybe. It's rare.
See? Why do they do that to women?
I don't know.
That's
unfortunate.
I'm also blissfully unaware of myself all the time. And so
you probably also don't sign up for a 20% off discount and give your number like your wife does.
Yeah, nope.
That's why we get
I usually give my wife's number away at the checkout.
Next time, put in my rewards for United. Thank you. But no, and it's that thing that it's that impersonal text message. If I'm just like, hey, it's Tracy here, instead of, hey, girl, I've now made it personal because I'm letting you know it's me sending it versus a blanket message that I'm sending to everyone. And it's just changing it in that way. So I guess maybe that is the formula, is I'm authentic. I don't have time to be fake.
Yeah, and there's so much out there. There's so much information on social media that telling an authentic story that people can relate to, they can see their problem and see how your product, service, whatever business can solve that problem.
Mhm.
And they've heard that story over and over and over, and they've seen it done professionally. You know, I'm a part of the apartment association in Lubbock, and we have a lot of product service members that come and become a member because they want to sell more to apartment communities. And I always have to tell them, hey, you're not going to come in to one meeting and make, 5 sales,
Right.
but you're going to build rapport over time. You're going to build relationships. You're going to be able to show your expertise. And then when, heaven forbid, their building burns or floods or whatever, and they're in a pinch and they need someone they trust now. And that's when they call you,
Right.
because they know you've demonstrated over time that you are an expert. You do treat it like a business. You do care about your customers. And that's what social media is how can you continue to tell your business's story in an intentional, professional, and authentic way. And
Yes.
that's super hard.
That was deep. That was a good job.
No.
Well, there's the part of it about being taken seriously as a professional. And then there's also, I want to work with people I like.
Right.
And I think that's the part that you're helping bring to this is like that authenticity is all about, hey, I'm a real person. You would like working with me, or you'd like to go check out this food restaurant or
Right.
this this place that I like,
Yeah. Which is, it's funny because that's most of the time people are like, hey, let's meet for lunch. You pick. And I was like, I really don't want to, because then I don't want people like, oh, Tracy picked this. This is her favorite spot. No, it's not. I did not pick that. Like, I'll give you 3 options and you pick one.
Hey,
Yes.
That's the same strategy I use with my wife. So that's great. That's the date night strategy.
Yes. Well, and then one thing that you said that I really liked is the fact of, you said about being authentic, and then, oh my gosh, I'm trying to blank. It was good. So just scratch it.
Yes.
Just know
Yeah,
that you said something really good.
Keep going.
It was
Keep
really
going.
good. But I mean, and that's the big thing is people are, like you said about people that they know and like. One thing I do tell business owners is, and as bad as this sounds, is don't promote someone else's business on your business page.
Okay.
Because when you do that, it's like blurring the lines. Like there are a lot of, smaller businesses here, mom and pops, and they want to share their friends' stuff because one, they think their friends will also share their things, but it's like they're not. And nobody knows what you're selling because you've put out there George's place 15 times and said one thing about yours. Well, you just got lost. Or
it's confusing.
It is. It's very confusing. There's some businesses that like to strictly advertise using memes. And then they're like, wait a second, you're not ordering from me. It's like, you're right. Because I looked at the meme and I laughed and I went on about my business.
Yeah. Didn't even think about your business.
I didn't think about your business. I didn't think about what you were trying to sell in the text because it was a funny meme. Yeah. I saved it.
So it needs to be on brand.
It does.
Needs to be about your brand.
It does.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that with me, and I do get more people who ask me to share things. And as I'm building my business, I'm learning that no is a complete sentence. It's hard. And I'm like, no, it's like, I can't share that on my page because it doesn't go with my brand. There are people that I've disconnected from because it doesn't go with my brand. But I mean, if sometimes I'll see stuff and I usually share it to my Facebook stories. Here's another tidbit of information. I'm gonna have to leave my Venmo for all these little nuggets I just gave you. Facebook stories last for 24 hours. So I always tell people, I said, post it and then wait a little bit, share it to your stories because it's going to be seen for 24 hours because people go through and watch stories. I get probably every day about 80 to 120 people who are watching my stories.
Wow.
And I mean, some of them I can see, some of them I can't because it's public. But that's 80 to 100 people that are looking at something. So if you ask me to share something, it's like, yeah, I shared it to my stories. I'm not going to share it to my page, but it's still getting viewed for 24 hours because I don't want to take away from the content that I'm putting out. So, but I still want to help you, even though you're probably not going to share my stuff, but we won't talk about that.
Well, I can tell you, we'll definitely share your stuff whenever we come out with our episode. So looking ahead, what are you most excited about for the future of all of your business ventures and your things that you got going on?
So I'm excited about 2025 in general because I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I've decided to do more like speaking engagements.
Oh.
I used to say I wanted to be Oprah. And then I realized that Oprah is kind of shady, but so I just want to be Tracy Cole.
Hey, you're a 1990s Oprah.
Right. Yeah, that one. But not whenever she brings like the meat out on the wagon. That was weird.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, never mind.
No, I'm just going to, why didn't we cook that steak, Oprah? It's crazy. But I just want to be Tracy Cole. Like I want my name to be a household name. And it's funny because whenever I got my divorce, I got my name back. And I told my attorney, I said, I'm going to do great things with this name. I need it back. And then my LLC is Tracy Cole, like no matter what. And so I want to do that. My friend gave me this fancy pen. Like she makes pens, but they're wooden and it's super fancy. And she gave it to me. And I said, this is the pen I'm going to sign a multi-million-dollar contract with. And I look at it every day and I'm just like, listen, I want to use you. Let me use you. Like, come on. So that's my big thing is just, it's moving forward and evolving and finding my ideal client and finding my space. Like maybe it's even like I have enough clients that I can start doing more of my passion projects that I don't have to worry about. Why are people not paying me? And it's just like, it's fine. You don't have to.
Well, when you make it big, remember us.
I will.
And come back on the show.
I will.
All right. Help us out.
I like that. I like that. Good
I love the
good
goals.
plug, Kellen.
Yeah.
Well, are we ready for a fire round?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. I don't know if you were warned, but we do a fire round at the end.
It's fine. I can do this.
Apropos of nothing, but what's your favorite movie?
Love and Basketball.
Oh, okay.
And
I've seen
Selena.
this. And Selena.
Wait, okay.
It's a well-known fact that I love Selena.
Who doesn't love Selena?
Right.
Love and Basketball. What's the actress's name?
Sanaa Lathan.
Yes, an actor.
And is it Taye Diggs?
Yes.
Taye
Okay.
Diggs.
Yeah, I know what we're talking
Like,
about. Okay.
rom-coms, 90s rom-coms.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. You were quick on the draw.
Yeah.
What is your favorite book? Nonfiction.
I don't know. Okay, can I confess something?
Please. Sure.
I don't read.
Oh.
Okay, I do, but I don't.
You're not our
I
first
was-
guest to say this.
I was
okay.
an English teacher for 15 years. And so I was just used to reading the book before the kids got there.
Uh-huh.
And so now I'm slowly getting into reading. But actually, my favorite book that I've just recently read was The Go-Giver.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it because I love that I can be like, okay, I'm going to do the first one and I'm going to do the second one and I can put it into action. I also have a friend. He used to play football for Tech. He was a kicker. His name is Keith Toogood.
Yeah.
And so he wrote a book called Too Good to Be True, A Call to Kingdom Ministry.
Okay.
That book has wrecked me.
Really?
And it has. Like, he asks me all the time, have you finished the book? I've had it since July. And he's like, have you finished the book? Yeah, I'm going to listen here, Keith. Like, I read it and then I have to process it and think about my life and all the things. So
Working through it.
I'm working through it, but I'm studying it. And so it's a good one.
Shout out to Keith Toogood. I haven't heard that name in years.
Right. He's still
Love
in
it.
Lubbock. Two good built homes.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
find
Man.
Keith.
Okay. I'll check that one out. And Go Giver, that was on the Dave Ramsey, like 5 books that he gives all of his employees.
Whatever. Dave once posted something and he said, if just because it's on a sale, you can't afford it. I was like, shut up, Dave. Yes, I can.
Don't tell me my business.
I love it. Yeah, Dave doesn't know anything. What's one piece of advice that's common in your industry that you completely disagree with?
Ugh. Well, it used to be posting every day. But when you're building a brand, you have to post every day. I don't know. I don't listen to what other people say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very tunnel vision person because I get distracted easily. If you haven't noticed, I kind of have like undiagnosed ADHD, and I'm unmedicated, but it's fine. But if I pay attention to what other people are saying, it'll get me off and I'll get stuck in that. I'm like, oh my gosh, should I be doing this? So I just don't pay attention because what works for them is not going to work for me. I also don't read reviews.
It's probably pretty smart.
Yeah. No, that was a good answer. All right. And then finally, what words of wisdom has most impacted your life? Or phrase or quote?
Right now, because I go through it every year. Right now, I'm really into women of the Bible and Judas. I know it's weird.
Okay.
So women of the Bible, obviously Esther. I got that tattooed on, much to my mother's dismay and distaste, and she's just angry. I got a tattoo of Esther 4:14, and an elephant, and it says perhaps.
Such a time as this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was reading Bible stories to my kids, and just so happened to open up to Esther, and that was the first thing it says, perhaps you were made for a time such as this. And I was like, perhaps. And then Judas, because my big thing is like Jesus knew, but Judas ate too. Like he knew that Judas was part of the purpose and that his end wasn't going to be fantastic, but he still let him eat and he still broke bread with him. Like he didn't change anything, knowing that Judas was going to give him up for blood money. So it's the story of Judas also taught me that not all money is good money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I'm unpacking a lot. This is why I can't finish books.
Wow. That's really good.
I
Now,
know.
you went deep here at the end.
I did.
That's good.
I know. Thank you. Just wait. I'm trying to. That's 2025. I want to write a devotional.
I love it. Okay, so how do people get in touch with you? How do people do business with you?
Right now, it's the Facebooks because
What's your handle?
Executive Hub by Tracy Cole, or just Tracy Cole.
Tracy Cole.
Like, I'm in green. It was my best picture in my car. Like people are like, oh, is that you? And I'm like, do I look the same? Because that was like 2-3 years ago. Like I'm pretty excited. But yeah, Tracy Cole, spelled correctly, TracyCole. That's me. Like I'm everywhere. Like you'll probably see my profile before you see me. People are like, you're out all the time. It's like, actually I'm at, like this morning. It's what I was doing before. And I was like, I was just being distracted, creating content, eating Apple Jacks. Like this is, people think
Eating
that
Apple Jacks.
Day in the life.
Luxurious life. No, my kids do. So it's fine. I'm just here for them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being a guest.
Of course.
That was a fun combo, and we'll share this, and we will share your content.
Thank you.
So,
I'll share yours too.
Thank you.
Once you improve it.
Thank you.
Oh man, I thought that was such a great conversation today. So many good things from Tracy. If you liked the content, if you liked this conversation, we invite you to check out the rest of our content, our podcast episodes, like and subscribe, and also visit our page on, well, basically any platform. You can find us on Spotify, on Apple, on iTunes. So check us out.
And if you are a business owner, business leader who feels stuck in your business and you feel stuck and you can't work on your business, go to our website, stagcoaching.com, and click in the upper right-hand corner to book your free consultation call. And in this free call, we can either help diagnose and give you some ideas on how to solve your number one issue affecting your business, or even give you a professional valuation of your business as it stands today. It's free and it's on our website. Go and book your free consultation, stagcoaching.com. Thank you.